And here we are, two one-loss teams squaring off in quarterfinals. And it's crazy how early in the playoffs these matchups can happen to you. This is the number 2 versus the number 7 seed. But again, they bear the same record, so it's a few tiebreakers between them. They're down the field, sends a shot. Preach is able to make the save, stays where he needs to be. No others on the front post. Might be shot at it. It is Fritzo driving into the play.
También se prepara Esteban Granero, el pirata, por cierto, las reacciones en el banquillo.
Ojo a Cristiano, Cristiano del área, sigue Cristiano. ¡Gol!
So 4:21, about 39 seconds passed. Preach maybe took a little too much time to take his shot. Looked like he had a lane open up. Zero collects it, sends it the other way. Fritzo staring down. What a shot from him, and a save from no others. Back to the midfield. Here's Zero. Sends it to the wall. Preach out, ceiling. Fritzo turned around. A little awkward is Fritzo. No others were left. Goes flying. Zero goes flying. Not the greatest touch for him, but he's able to stick with it. Pops up into the air. No others. Off the wall, down the field. Gets into the corner. Back out. Zero can't touch. It's a foot race.
It's the worst part of the game.
And Zero gets back with hustle. Looked like he was hand fighting with Zero on the way back. Or, sorry, Preach on the way back. Infield pass. Sends a shot. Keeps it wide. Another demo.
Get him a body bag. Yeah.
So that early goal for BBU is paying off. It's a hit parade.
What you doing, Taylor?
No others were left. Sends it up. Preach can't get to it. Had the right idea. Put himself in the area. Great pass. Preach unable to direct it towards the goal. Here's a save. Preach sends it to Zero. Zero on the sideline. Preach gets back. Gonna have to work it against the ground. And Preach sneaks underneath. To the back wall. No others left it. It's down the field. Zero. Gobbles up that last bit of turf. He realized he was behind the defense. And really, you're just on a nice Sunday cruise when you're in that situation. Incapable now up by 2. Touch here for no others. Against the wall. Fritzo. Fritzo started us off today with a goal, but has been playing a fantastic support role ever since. .50 goes back. That's in. Bar down. Wasn't as clean as it looked, but you can't argue too much when you end with a goal to show for it. So Incapable up by 3 with 2 minutes to go. So still not impossible for old fellas, but to the back. Preach sends it up the field. Fritzo floats one. The double commitment. Zero. What does he want? Goes up. Didn't like his takeoff. Ascends to the air once more. His second goal. He goes up, cancels, brings it down, and said, here, this is what I meant to do. And if there's one thing I know about the old fellas, it's that they have a mental toughness to them. They play for fun. They like the competition, and they don't want to take it more serious than that. And because of that stance, their head will always be in the game. And they should be able to shake off this 4-0 loss, but time will tell in game 2. And I apologize. I'm assuming this is a loss. We're taken down to to 1 minute left here. But Old Fellas has been tough sledding for them here in game one. Preach. Up and over. Goes high. Can he double? Zero's not going to let him find out. Rizzo with a catch. Sends it to the back corner. Floats it over. Preach. Looking to corral it. Zero gets it back. Fritzo. So here we are, ticking down to about 30 seconds. Zero's up in the sky, sends it to the backboard, goes for the double, and almost has a fantastic 5th goal for himself. Up the field. Preach. Driving it in. There's the save. They tried. I thought they were going to be denied. I thought they were going to stay shut out in game number 1, but no others were left. Sneaks one in, and we are 4-1, and that's exactly what you want. You know, a loss is a loss, but if it's the first game of a best-of-5 series, you can always pick up the pieces. It's not too late. You know, you learned your opponent a little bit. You can adapt. You can do better. You can improve. And it starts with simple goals like that. Preach. Out of the field, and it's down to the turf. But Incapable, alive and well and leading the charge. They take game 1. Ready up here, Zero, our MVP. 2 goals, 1 assist, 2 saves, and 9 shots from Incapable. Of course, representing BBU. Old Fellas with 4 saves. Not enough there. Not enough. And let's see what kind of adjustments they're ready to make heading into game number 2. Redso wins the kickoff. Zero gets to the back quarter. Here's Preach. Goes to play defense off the back wall. Makes it a difficult touch for himself. But that's a big thing about understanding both your strengths and limitations as a Rocket League player. You know, I see a lot of people on these IGL streams really just trying to play outside of their ability. But that does not behoove you. Obviously, it gives you the practice, but it doesn't set you up in a good chance to win today's game. So Preach, obviously very familiar with his capabilities. No others gets back, but Fritzo, fantastic rotations for him. Great dunk. Zero boost to his name. He's going to let Zero try to handle it, and no others will cut it off. Line it up. Fritzo in the infield pass, and a save. Off the post, slides it in, and another save on the other side of the field. It's Fritzo playing very, very tough. And what we're seeing from, hold on, Preach. Preach the stop and go. Whoop. Slips past the defender and makes a beeline for the net. Old Fellas with the lead. 1-0 now. Touch here, Fritzo. Crosses in. Preach just launches it to the other side. Into the field. Preach. Pre-jumps. The Preach jump, we could call it. And gets back. No others. Touches down. Preach sends it out to the field. Fritzo sends it to the corner. So a nice little flip in power dynamic between Old Fellas and BBU. It's now Incapable that has to prove that they're worthy, that they can make a comeback. Game 1 was great for them, but game 2 isn't really trending that way. As Preach, we won't call it a ghost still. Sorry, a goal still. He was just securing it. Great pass from No Others. We're left 2-0, under 3 minutes to go, so still a lot of time here. BBU can respond at any moment, maybe here on the kickoff. Zero cheats in, and just as I was saying it, it comes to fruition. Kickoff cheat.
Oh, let me squeeze right past you.
And Zero's on the board. BBU on the board for the first time in game 2. Look at a rally. Look at a realize their comeback aspirations. Fritzo with a great touch. He has boost to work with. This is going to be dangerous. And Zero was on the other end. Almost slotted it in. Preach. Carries it over. Drops it down. Zero. Chucks it to the backboard. No Others. Pops up to make the save. Good pressure here for Incapable. Wait, Fritzo with a rare miss for him. A rare miscue. Preach. The hat trick for him.
Oh, baby, a triple.
A triple for that baby. 50, and I don't know if it's how much hours I've spent on the game, casting the game, around the game. I knew it was bad news for somebody seeing that ball bounce off the wall like that. And here's Preach. Preach goes to the air. Preach is red hot in game 2. He flip resets. Can't finish. Fritzo bangs it around. Big dunk, Fritzo. Trying to find some answers. Trying to carry it in. Looks a little too high there. And Preach sends it out. Zero regains possession. Takes his time. Preach is there. Picking up some pads. Hoping and praying on 100. Doesn't need it. Gets behind one defender. No Others were left. Lines up the shot. And Zero comes back to get the save. Drops it down. Preach. You got to watch out for Preach. At this point, if you're BBU, you really just have to keep tabs on Preach and see where he's at. Whether it's offense or defense, you really just need an eye on him. And we're seeing that here. Quick turn for Preach. Big dunk for Preach. Let's see if we get a big pass from Preach, and we do. But No Others didn't quite have the angle. And all this is a great clock killing for the old fellas who really just want to hang on to this 2-goal lead. 41 seconds to go. Preach and Fritzo clash in the opposite corner. Zero trying to do it alone. At least it'll be a pass, and it's flung out by No Others from the front post. Fritzo turns around, quick turn, and slots it in. He is not on the fritz. Quick turn, he sees the danger. Rears back. And tacks on a goal.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
So 21 seconds. BBU is very much in this game. But they have to make something happen, and fast. Preach. Crossing. Zero. Cross midfield. And it's down. Old fellas are able to tie up this series. And if you're just joining us, BBU won game 1. I think 4-1 or 5-1. Either way, it looked like it was going to be a long evening for Old Fellas. And credit to Old Fellas, they were able to flip that narrative, turn the series on its head, and now going into match 3, I don't think anyone is maybe terribly confident in their team. Old Fellas do have the momentum, but it's just Rocket League. It is fleeting. And a quick strike. I said the momentum belonged to them.
Can I get a oh yeah?
And Preach notes it. 1-0 for him. Old fellas take the lead. There's the kickoff. Zero pops up. That looks good. He'll need to double it. He makes the touch, goes wide, and Preach wants to make him pay. Surveys the field, looking to drop it down, and he runs into Fritzo. Now BBU, they saw what happened in game 2. If you give the old fellas an inch, they'll take a mile. So what they want to do here is not let the old fellas build on their lead. No touch there. Preach trying to run it down. No others were left. Might have a better chance at it. 2-0.
Encara Messi, 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 gol, 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 gol.
4:15 remaining. Almost the entire game. 2 quick strikes from the old fellas, and that does not bode well for BBU Incapable. Just like I was talking about, they were trying to rally late. Hold on a minute. Preach logs another one. I believe his second. He's down the sideline. Keep losing my overlays here. Hold on, I'm sorry, chat. They were so good for the longest time. There they are. But as I was saying, BBU was rallying late in game 2. Almost had the comeback, and I don't know how they felt, but I felt like if BBU just keeps the game in front of them, has the lead, holds on to it, at the very least keeps it to a 1-goal deficit, then they'll always be in the match. But here they are down 3-0, and it's the old fellas' game to lose. We'll call it an own goal on a technicality. But let's look here. Fritzo in the air, forcing the opposition into something, and no others will redirect it into his own net, and it's got to start somewhere. BBU Incapable trying to circle the wagons here. Here's Fritzo. Sends it across, goes immediately the other way. Credit to Preach, who's on the back wall. He just looks so comfortable against the wall playing defense. Fritzo touches to the backboard. Down in the field. Preach gets a huge dunk, and that's a 1-goal deficit. Big swing here. Preach going for it.
Ooh, he's trying.
Just lets the ball get a little too high. The speed in which he was dribbling betrays him. And Incapable, here they come. It starts with an own goal. Now the big dunk. And they are doing a fantastic job capitalizing on the old fella's mistakes. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. If they were not down by 3, they could have been up. But now they need one more to tie to put themselves back in it. Touch here. Hey, Neb, I'm not sure if you have the stream muted, but if you have some time before the Busak match, hold on, tied up. If you have time before the Busak match, we could get those games in that you were talking about. So 3-3. We started this series talking about the toughness from the old fellas. Touch here, pops over. Preach. He's dancing, he's dribbling, he's flashy, he's pinching. Pass never quite gets there. Preach turns around. It looks good for Preach, and no.
Off the post.
No others. Sends it back to the midfield. 0. Sends it to the corner. Zero. Touches. He gets smacked.
Oh.
And off the post, one more. And another save.
Outstanding.
Touch here for 0. No others. So you gotta love the back and forth here. No others. Let's see how he wants to play it. He gets the bump. I think he was either expecting that the ball was on target or that his captain Preach was going to be able to jam it in. I don't mind that bump play, the decision to do so. No others going again for a bump. And old fellas have to recover on their side of the field. 0. Can't touch. Fritzo wins a 50. Preach plays it well on the back wall. Another demo.
You're not that guy, pal.
And no others were left. I love the bumping. I love the demos. Has not suited them. Incapable. Fritzo touches. And a favorable bounce out. And a great touch by 0. And Incapable, if you can believe it, they were down 3-0 in this game at one point. No others down the sideline. Out into the field. Preach. Touches, and this looks like it's it. Yeah, nothing getting set up there. And that, you know what? I think critics of the bump plays, of the demos, will probably point to those few sequences where no others was going for him. Maybe a little too heavy, but I treat them like any other mechanic. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. And Incapable gets it done. 0 with a hat trick MVP for himself. Old fellas find themselves down on the series again, trying to force a game 5. Having a lot of fun here. To the back corner, 0 against the post. No shooter. Fritzo not nearby, and no others. Has so much urgency. Let's see how he wants to pass. And a double dose of defense there from Incapable. Both on the goal line. There's the bump. And there's 0. Bringing it up the rear. 0 collects it. That is either comms or chemistry. Either way, they get it done. Get no others on an early jump. And it's BBU Incapable with the lead. Incapable looking good, and Game 3 was so big for BBU because they proved that they can win anyway. They can win with the lead. They can win on a comeback. They're just here to play. You're going to have to earn everything on the pitch when you're playing against this BBU team. It's a foot race. Down. Preach. Overruns it. Can't get to it. And 0 collects it with the 100 boost to boot. Preach. Pops up. Back off the wall. Preach trying to eyeball it. Wants to see what he gets from 0-0. Down the field. 50 out here. No others. Touch. Back to the corner. So down to 3 minutes. Fritzo, good ball movement from him, but he can't get it past Preach until he can, and no others with the save. Preach collects it, and a demo. So you can see the adjustment from BBU Incapable. They look a lot cleaner, the more conscious on their rotations. And again, they're gonna make old fellas earn it. Down the field, 50 to the other side. There's Dilly Bar. Leading with his boys to get it done, to finish it here. Dilly knows, like we know, if you let it get to game 5, anything can happen. And whether you have momentum in the series or not, it's not where you want to be. At 0. Good time waste here. Another goal for Incapable would really give them a nice cushion with 2 minutes left. There's Preach. Sends one defender flying. And 0 is one too many. No others. To the corner, 0. Collects it, still battling. Off the wall, Preach. The back wall, 0 going the other way. We were talking about a second goal cushion, and Preach says not on my watch. 0 turns around. This is a very good game for 0. If it's not showing up in the stat lines, then you can just see it in his movements, in his touches, all the plays he's making. Here he is trying to make a stand with 0 boost. No others. To the wall, back into the field. Preach sends it down. 0 with space, but no others. Cuts it off, cuts the field in half. This is the quarterfinals. If it feels tense, it is tense. Preach sends it, tries to catch 0, sleeping. But the Z and 0 are the only Z's that you'll see from him. Back in, Fritzo trying to line up the shot. He runs into no others. Down the field, 0. Trying to collect it. Can't quite get to it. Infield pass. Fritzo misses. Preach gets faked. Up the field. Preach on the redirection, and Preach goes bar down.
That's what you call pulling it back and letting it go, PJ.
Old fellas to tie it up with an upfield pass, a crazy redirection shot from Preach. They tried to set that up earlier. It didn't land. And they may have just bought themselves overtime here. Preach. Sends it away. Good cross here, trying to avoid overtime now. And here it is. OT, old fellas. Trying to stay with it, trying to force a game 5. And BBU Incapable, they are so close to the semifinals that they can taste it. We're going to tick upwards now. 0 by himself on defense. Drops it down to Fritz. And we're going to neutralize it here. On the other side to Preach. Preach to the backboard. Let's see if 0 can get up to it. He cancels out. Bails on the play, but Fritzo was there. Preach. Going to line it up. Send a fast roller. 0 not buying it. No others. Turns around, dodges a bump. Let's see what Fritzo has off the wall. Touch from Preach. I can't call it here. It seems like neither team seems terribly interested in making the first mistake. No others. Gets 50'd. Drops down the waterfall. Preach. Trying to dribble. Beats the defender. Beats the second. Preach will walk this in. And game 5 is upon us. Preach will get his player view. Wave dashing into the last touch. Let's play Rocket League. So we're going to run the predictions again. I'm pretty sure this is just going to show us how many channel points Dilly Bar has. And we'll go ahead and throw it up for 2 minutes here. Give us some time and just appreciate this stat line here. It's Preach back in the driver's seat, back with the MVP. 2 goals, 1 save, 6 shots total. Very modest numbers from both teams.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Let's see who wants to put the melon seeds up. I see 1K on Old Fellas already. And let's go here. Game 5. This is where boys become men, girls become women, players become champions. No others. Up the field, to the ceiling, can't touch, and Fritzo is down the sideline. So let's see here. Both of these teams have won on comeback victories, so you really just have to keep your eyes peeled all 5 minutes, and you know, even some overtime if it calls for it. Preach sends it out big. No others were left. He's with the bump plays. And that's why if you stick with it, it's not going to work 100% of the time. But when it does, boy, do you look smart. The bump, the clear, the 1 goal lead from the Old Fellas. Bolts dropping in. Bolts, another one of our IGL community casters, a good colleague and an org mate of mine. So please check him out. Check him out on the stream. Preach gets the save. Preach. Now Preach has the semifinals on his mind. 0 coming around the bend here. He runs into Preach, who really has a knack for taking control of these games when need be. That might be trouble. 0 shows him why. We're tied 1-1.
Oh, let me squeeze right past you.
So no others were left. Just sells out on that clear attempt. And there's a high floater to the back wall. No others. Gets it around. Beats the defender. He's driving it down. 0 on the sideline. Up to the ceiling. Preach has a shot, but Fritzo is able to cut it off. Big demo. 0 takes advantage. And there we are.
Would you look at that? Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
And BBU, I don't think they've had these bump and demo plays all series long, and game 5 is the perfect time to show your opponent something new in your repertoire, something new, something you've been keeping in your back pocket, because now they have to address it in this game. And you know, a goal or 2, it might be 1 too many, We'll see how old fellas respond. Preach trying to solo, but he runs into 0-0 going the other way. Looks like it's his to miss, and no others gets in the way of it. Fritzo gets up, a 2-goal lead now. Apparently no one circles the wagons like BBU. Fritzo drops this one in the breadbasket halfway through game number 5. No others. Back into the field, and here it is. Preach! The pass from no others. A one-hopper off the wall, hard to address.
Ooh, he's trying.
Looks like Zero went for the squishy, but Preach right in the center of the net. They're down by 1 now. Here's Fritzo up the wall. Can't quite negotiate it towards the goal. Zero sends a high shot. Preach addresses it. No others staring it down. Fritzo rotating back deep. And he'll let Zero handle the save. Infield pass. No others gets beat to it. Fritzo there on coverage. So down off the back wall. 50 drops back. Another 50 off the sidewall. Fritzo has it lined up after that one. And again, they pick up a 2-goal lead. So a minute 39. Feisty Taquito raiding with his party. What up, Taquito? What up, Raiders? You're catching us in the middle of a tense game 5. Well, it was tense, but a 3-goal lead for BBU Incapable, who have done a horrible job living up to their name. And Moose, that's a good question. I've spoken with Preach before, and I didn't get the 40-year-old impression, but I also don't get that impression when speaking to you. But I'll probably talk to him on the post-game interview, and we can ask. Wu-Tang is squaring out. Now Wu-Tang's looking for friends. No others are left. Chalks it up. Good upfield pass. They have been on that all series long. But with 3 goals left, you kind of... flashiness will not save you. Big demo. Great pass. And the numbers game is too much for Zero in the corner. So 58 seconds. We got to check out these kickoffs. The kickoffs are everything. Looks like Zero gets sent back. And Empson, appreciate the follow. Off the backboard, and that was going to come down into a shooting lane. So great touch by Incapable. Feisty is 80 years old. Touch here on the back wall. Fritzo gets up. 20 seconds. They are playing with house money right now. It is theirs to lose. 15 seconds. Loser goes home. Winner advances to the semifinals. And it looks like it is BBU that'll take it. And it's to the turf. So BBU did deny the post-game interview. So I think I'll be talking to... our boy Preach. I just need a second here. So the number 7 upends the number 2 seed. I actually just ended a game 5. They're fun. They're fun. You feel the energy everywhere from yourself, from your chat, from the players. Yeah, like picking them up. So let me call out to Preach.
Hello. Hey, man.
Hey, we didn't talk about it, but the other team denied the winning interview.
Oh, no problem.
So he said, "Nah, I'd just rather just go to bed." And I was like, "Well, me too."
I think when we were trying to schedule a match, we were having some difficulty getting the day that worked for us. We all had kind of weird schedules, so they're probably pretty wore out.
Oh, okay. So good game, good series. You go to game 5. Every time you find yourself, not necessarily you, but just any Rocket League player, find yourself in a full 5-game series. I don't know about you. I catch myself thinking back to all the opportunities I missed in the losing games. And that's how close they are. I have my org mate Moose in the chat. He's 42, a Rocket League player, IGL competitor. He was wondering about your age, if you're willing to share it.
I am, well, let me think. I am 30. Well, I'll be 32 this year only.
Oh, and you're the old fellas. Get off of it.
Hey, compared to most of them,
in context for sure.
Yep. Not compared to 42, but compared to a lot of people in this, for sure.
No, for sure. I mean, you look at some of the best players in Rocket League in the world, and I always forget. It always takes me, like, you know how they're casting the RLCS and they have like the face cams for the players at their homes or whatever.
Yep.
I always forget until they put these cameras on these pimply faced 14-year-old kids. So like, oh yeah, they're children.
They really are. Yeah, every once in a while, especially Daniel this last season coming in. That really shocked me how little that guy is.
Yeah.
But he's a lot more nuts than I am, that's for sure.
Right. No, he's crazy. And yeah, they all just tend to grow out of it. And I don't think people really understand the grind and how long they've been at it since a young age.
Oh, for sure.
And so here we are.
They got those nice reactions too, by the way. That helps a lot.
Oh. All right, hold on, Bolts is saying here. Oh, Turbo looks like the dad of the team. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like Turbo has looked 40 since like RLCS 1.
Yeah, he has the hairline of somebody that's a lot older than me for sure. But I don't know, what is he now, 23 or 24 or something like that?
Is that it? No, I'm not sure.
I think so. He might be a little older than that.
There. I thought he was like maybe 25.
He may be. I don't. He was probably one of the oldest if not the oldest, that's still playing anyways.
Yeah. Bolts thinks 24. So I ran the predictions. I usually do it on this channel for game 5s. And 79% support for you guys. You convinced someone in the chat.
Yeah.
Someone was feeling you guys.
I really thought we were going to pull it out. I really did not play good at all tonight. We played fantastic in our warm up, but when the match started, they were just beating us to the ball, beating us on 50s, and I thought when we had game 4 and we had the bump plays going, I thought we had them, but no, we just couldn't pull it out in the end.
I wasn't too sure. I mean, obviously you guys, snatched one away, like you said, in game 4, and then it goes to 5, but then they start bumping and demoing. Did that throw you guys off your game at all?
No, we kind of expected that because we're a pretty bump heavy team, and so usually whenever you start bumping
they
people,
just respond.
They start doing it back. But now the one where they hit it off the corner and he demoed me for that goal, that one surprised me. I wasn't expecting him to push me there from that corner, but we did expect them to start bumping a little bit more for sure.
Yeah, I have a real bump heavy play style myself, and I have to be careful because depending on who I'm playing with, who's on my team at the time, some people are good at dodging demos, some not. Just like you said, if you bring it to a lobby, the other team's just going to start doing it back.
For sure.
For better or worse, you could kind of tell with the teams that aren't used to doing it, because then they're just out of position more often, and they're missing demos, and they're not good at it, and it makes them worse. But most people at these ranks can do it. They just choose not to.
Yeah. Once you hit the tier 2 and the GC kind of rank, usually people are pretty good at doing it and having speedy recoveries back and everything. So you don't punish it as hard as you would at the lower ranks for sure.
Right. Right. So, oh, Feisty Taquito says that Fruity from the EU is the oldest player at 26.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised 26 is the oldest. I figured it'd be higher than that.
As far
Somebody
as,
like Garrett G, I'm not sure how old he is.
yeah, well, as far as the pros are concerned, it does cap around there. Is what I found.
Yeah, that's usually when you start slowing down a little bit, and you don't have those cat-like reflexes that a 15-year-old has for sure.
Yeah, so like Lethamir is 27, but that's where like that's a distinction between like, is Leth still on the pro circuit? I'm not sure.
No, he's only doing content now.
He's just content. Yeah, so the content creators get up in age, but like as far as like legit pros that are around for like premier teams, yeah, the age doesn't get that high.
Yeah, definitely not that high, especially nowadays with, I mean, they're getting so much faster and more mechanical, and them older guys just can't keep up with it anymore.
Maybe I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I think it is proven that your you do start at 26. You have a marginal decline in motor skills, reflexes, like you were saying. But yeah. I think personally, and I'm not sure if it's just wishful thinking, but I think it's just burnout. People
that probably is a lot of it for sure.
Yeah, because you realize like Rizzo retired, right? And I'm sure he makes more money, with less work than he ever did on the pro circuit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because he just has the fan base, he has the sponsorships and everything. He just runs his Twitch channel, and that is a much easier life to lead than
it is.
Being on the pro circuit.
And plus, on top of that, you get older, you start having more things going on, so you don't have as much time for it.
Exactly.
15, I was able to play 10 hours a day and whatever. And they say that school and high school, whatever, is busy for them, but it's nothing. Not like having a job and having a life and bills and all those things to worry about, or a wife or whatever.
Right. Well, yeah, you start to look at a life after esports, and it's just like, I remember, I forgot who it was, but it was like the #1 player in the world years back from Dota, and they're asking him about what he's gonna do. He's like, well, I'm probably just gonna go back to college, go back to school, and pick up the rest of my life
like you're supposed to.
right. But yeah, appreciate you coming on. You're in fantastic spirits after a loss, for sure. I'm telling you,
we just do it for fun. We're we played. I think this is like our 8th or 9th season or something like that. So we just enjoy it. We don't take it too serious anymore. Just try to have fun with it.
What's the farthest you guys have gotten?
Last season we finished 2nd. We played against a team that shouldn't have been in our tier.
Oh,
we should have won the tournament, but they played the whole season without dropping a single game. Not even a series. They didn't drop a game, and so. Yeah, that one wasn't going to happen, but I'm still pretty happy with 2nd place in that one. But we were hoping to win this time, but it is what it is.
All right, and then so the chat's talking to me. He said Rizzo's working with Moist Esports now, but even then, it's the difference between content creation and playing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then Moose says it flips. He says then you keep getting older and you find yourself with less and less to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's those 20s and 30s that you're really, really busy. You don't have time for much.
Yeah, don't have time for much of anything, then.
All right, and then he says, then before you know it, it's retirement, and you're looking around like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. All right. So yeah,
that sounds about right.
Appreciate you coming on. Are you guys reing up for the summer circuit?
I believe so. I'm still waiting to hear from my teammate, see if he's going to be free enough this summer to play. We'll have to see with that. He's got a new job, so we're just kind of playing that by ear, but I'm hoping to if we can.
Yeah, it's fun. I think, aside from, if you don't include practice time, pretty much every schedule facilitates, an IGL participation.
Yeah, at least it's, once a week. And
exactly,
so you can, practice when you can and not whenever you don't, whatever,
Yeah. And Neb is loving your Eustace avatar. Someone mentions that every time I have you on, at least one person.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty good thing that everybody seems to like pretty good. So I think it fits us pretty good nowadays.
Yeah, so good season for you. Congrats. You guys are obviously talented. Any closing words from you, sir, before we take off?
Just thanks for casting us, man. We appreciate you having us a few times this season, and
yeah.
So we'll be looking for you if we get to play next season, and looking for you on there because we always enjoy your cast.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, feel free to DM as well if you don't see my our availability matching up, and we'll see if we can work something out next season.
All right, for sure, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, peace.
All right, later, man.
All right, preach. Good talking to that fella. Fury, guess what? What, you're about to invite me? I have peaked. Well, get on your alt account and send me an invite. Oh shit, you have peaked. Oh my god. So I'm gonna take care of that right now. We're not waiting to settle that. Only you and Hyper have redeemed that. And I haven't seen Hyper in forever. I think that was like the last thing he's done. So let me see. Community roles manager. And Bolts is saving for that. Nebulon. There's the boy. All right. Everyone congratulate Neb on his fancy new role here on FuryAintMad. Go ahead and type something, Neb. It should be good to go. Oh. Ah, Bolts, what link are you trying to put in? What up, her monster? I put a dot after Mr. That's it, and it counted as a link? Jesus. MrNeb.com? Are you casting Busek? I am, but it's in about an hour.